you, former chair, chair emeritus, both chair emeritus. Welcome to Legislative Day 4. Will now come to order. We are going to pause for a moment of silent meditation. We lost, a few weeks ago, we lost a giant in the broadcasting business. Many people knew Tim Tootin, and Councilman Marks was going to say a few words about Reverend Tim Tootin.
Thank you. Tim Tootin was an award-winning journalist, faith leader, father, husband, and friend to many of us, and his death leaves a great void in the Baltimore area. So I'd like to have a moment of silence on behalf of the council in his memory.
Thank you. Can I have Councilman Patoka lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of February 3rd, 2025?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The journal is approved. Enrollment of bills. We have bills 10624, 1-25, and 2-25 were passed by the council, signed by the county executive, and are hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, will you now read all bills for introduction?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. We have 5 bills for introduction this evening. The first is Bill 12-25, current expense budget, the Enough acronym capacity building grant. Next is Bill 13-25, sponsored by Councilman Young, zoning regulations, tattoo or body piercing establishments. Bill 14-25, sponsored by Councilman Catch, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the manufacturing light zone, automotive enthusiast club. Bill 15-25, sponsored by Council members Jones and Marks, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the BMCT district, elderly housing facilities, and overcrowded school districts. And finally, for introduction this evening, Bill 16-25, sponsored by Councilman Marks, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the RC5 zone, Christmas tree farm, and plumbing, mechanical, and utility companies.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, sir.
We will now consider appointment confirmations. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
First item, Mr. Chairman and members of the council, is the council's consideration of the nomination to the Baltimore County Animal Hearing Board, Ms. Cynthia Dryband, for confirmation.
Ms. Dryband? Oh, you're with us today. How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. I don't know if you wanted to say a few words. I know you spoke at our work session, but if you wanted to say any more before we vote. And you can sit down and relax for a second.
Hi, I just want to thank everyone for having me here. I'm really excited to be a part of the board, and I think that I can make a difference. With my volunteer work with the Special Olympics, I am a dog trainer. I do have a dog training business. I feel like I have the compassion and the knowledge of animals to succeed in this position. And I will take it very seriously. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Are there any questions or comments from the members for Ms. Dryband?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Patoka.
Ms. Dryband, thank you so much for coming this evening. I want to thank you on your comments and my thoughts of getting a Vizsla. You were really kind, And you might find this incredible, but sometimes Councilman Jones and I don't agree on everything. But this area where Councilman Jones texted me and he said, wow, that Vizsla is a really beautiful dog. And so thank you for finding that common ground.
You're very welcome. Glad I could help.
But I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. Well, when you do, contact me.
I have your contact information right in my
Okay,
briefing
great.
notes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comments, questions? Councilman Catch? No, you're just talking? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the appointment?
So moved. I'll second it.
Okay, great. Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll on the appointment of Ms. Drybath?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye. Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations, Ms.
Thank
Drybath.
you.
We appreciate you stepping up. Okay, next appointment, Mr. Secretary.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is the nomination also to the Baltimore County Animal Hearing Board of Michelle Silwick for confirmation.
Is Ms. Stillwick with us? Oh, good. You guys are all together. Hi, Ms. Stillwick. Did you want to say a few words?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to say that I'm very excited for the opportunity of serving on the Animal Hearing Board, and I really look forward to it. And I also want to say that animals are my passion, and helping those in need is my calling. So I hope to further my interest in doing that by serving on the board, and I look forward to working with the new members and the current members of the board as well.
Great. Councilman Marks.
Thank you. Ms. Silwick, I just want to thank you for your many years of service.
Thank you.
You've been a passionate defender of animals, and you did a great job on this board.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Any other comments from the members before we vote? Is there a motion to approve the appointment?
Moved. Second?
Okay, great. Mr. Secretary, will you please call the roll on the appointment of Ms. Silwick? Ms. Silwick.
Mr. Ertel,
Mrs.
I'm sorry.
Ms.
Sorry,
Ms.
Ms. Okay, good, good.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Okay, great. Congratulations, Ms. Silwick.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate your willingness to serve. All right, next appointment, Mr. Secretary.
Next appointment is also for the Baltimore County Animal Hearing Board, the nomination of Dr. Dana Coleman for confirmation this evening.
I think Ms. Coleman is online virtually with us.
I'm online. Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, I've been so nervous. I didn't think you could hear me. So anyway, listen, I am thrilled to be here. I'm a longtime volunteer with Baltimore County Humane Society. I've worked in their spay and neuter center for quite some time. I'm big on animal rights. I love my dogs more than I love the leaves on the trees. And I would be honored to be part of the Animal Hearing Board. I'm a professor at Towson University, and I serve on a Society for Restorative Practices, which is a hearing board for students that have been charged for academic violations, or it could be a number of things. So I do have experience on a hearing board, and I would just be thrilled to be able to share my knowledge and my experience and my personal experiences and feelings with the Animal Hearing Board with Baltimore County.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the members for Dr. Coleman? None? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. I'll second.
Great. Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll on the appointment of Dr. Coleman?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Yay.
Okay, congratulations, Dr. Coleman.
Thank you. You made my day. And you made the day of many animals of Baltimore County. So thank you. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you. Okay, and now we're going to move on to, we have an appointment for the Police Accountability Board. Mr. Secretary, sorry.
Correct, Mr. Chairman. The last appointment for this council's consideration this evening is the county executive's nomination to the Baltimore County Police Accountability Board of Ms. Stephanie Betterson for confirmation this evening.
Ms. Betterson is with us. Hello, how are you? Betterson, did you want to say, I know you spoke at the work session. Did you want to say a few words?
Sure. I'm excited and honored to have the opportunity to serve on this board. I think it's important for the community's involvement to keep things in a more, a way that will keep everybody accountable to one another. And so I'm very excited and honored to be considered for this nomination.
Great, thank you. Any comments or questions from the members? None? Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Jones.
First of all, I want to thank you, Ms. Betterson, for your willingness to serve. And the next part of my comment is to you as well as the others, Mrs. Dryban, Mrs. Silwick, and Dr. Coleman. Our government works best when citizens participate, and we can't do it all. And it's just so important that we have citizens that are willing to give their time to participate on the various boards throughout Baltimore County. So I thank you all for your willingness to serve, and you're making Baltimore County better by doing it. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. Sure. Okay, is there any other questions, comments? Is there a motion to approve the appointment?
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out tonight, too. Okay. We will now move on to final reading and vote of bills. We have Bill 325. At the work session last Tuesday, the administration requested that Bill 325 be extended. As the sponsor of the bill, on behalf of the administration, I motion that Bill 325 be extended for further study and discussion.
Second.
Okay, great. Please call the roll, Mr. Secretary, on the motion to extend Bill 325.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Do
Councilman
you know, has a meeting been scheduled for the department to explain to us the new policies that they're
I
following?
don't believe, I was looking for Brad. Brad, can you speak to that? Possibly next work session or,
That'd be good.
okay.
Would it be long? I mean, is it a huge document or? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Okay.
Just a question, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Have we, and I guess for the secretary, have we received like bullet points on that or no?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know if Mr. Croner could speak to that, but
Yeah, so I'm sure though.
Well, perhaps we could, maybe if we could get those bullet points before the meeting.
Yeah, it might be good to be able to digest them a little bit before we have the,
I will reach out.
okay, great.
And just FYI for everyone, by being extended, the bill will now be moved to the next meetings of the county council, which means the work session for Bill 325 will be this coming Tuesday on February 25th. And then the final reading and vote will be the following legislative session on Monday, March the 3rd at 6.
Okay, great.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Kent.
Brad, did you hear about the bullet points? Did you hear that? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
For the record, Mr. Croner was nodding in agreement that he would come up with some bullet points, correct? Okay. Just so we're clear. Would. He said he would not.
He said a summary, right, Brad?
You did?
He's already sent something to council. He's going to do it again.
He's going to do it again. It'll all work out. Okay. There are no fiscal matters to be considered this evening. Fiscal matters 1 and 2 were withdrawn prior to the meeting. We will now consider the remainder of the miscellaneous business items. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
That would be Resolution 9-25. This is a resolution seeking council approval to authorize for the authorization of a conditional purchase agreement.
Mr. Reed.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and council members.
Good evening.
Resolution 925 is a request for an authorization for the county to issue $125 million in certificates of participation for the purchase of large equipment. And this is something that was last presented in front of the council in February of 2022. We normally do this every 3 years. We issue COP, Certificate of Participations, and they differ from bonds through one key point. They're not backed by the full faith and credit of the Baltimore County's full taxing authority. However, the debt service is appropriated within the council budget and the county budget, and debt service payments are included in our rating and debt studies going forward. The requested issuance in front of you is the rough breakdown is $45.4 million for DPWT equipment, $35.4 million for OIT, and $29.6 million for public safety. And these purchases will be made over the next 3 years if approved. Please understand that, delivery and time frame from ordinance to actual issuance and pay can be up to 3 years for some larger equipment. In this package is 53 dump trucks, 17 medic units, 5 pumpers, 3 ladder trucks, and bookmobiles for BCPL, as well as a different OIT equipment. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Director Reed? Councilman Ketch?
No.
I know. From the beautiful third.
Yeah, the best district, the best. The second, no. Mr. Reed, I can remember 3 or 4 years ago, there was an IG report which mentioned the purchase of farm equipment, and the purchases were at question. And does the audit office, do they audit purchases in the county to make sure that the process is followed with purchases? Do you know?
I would defer to the acting county auditor, but I do know that we update and will provide updates frequently if this list were to change to the county council. So that was how it would work, and I think that we will provide updates going forward, as we will be receiving some bond premium on top of this that will allow for extra purchases of equipment.
what I'm talking about is the process of, the actual documents and the approval and all that kind of thing. To make sure that the process is followed
Yeah,
correctly.
okay, so when you're talking about the purchasing process, we would, follow the normal county procurement process as far as
And-
large equipment.
You would audit it, correct?
We would audit it if a question arose. We were looking at purchases as we look at everything that we can look at. I mean, we can't audit every single expenditure, but we certainly
There
look
are,
closely at procedures and making sure they're being followed.
there are programs out there that will, if you put in the purchases made, the program will give you a sample of what should be tested, and it's usually a small sample. Do you do that kind of thing?
Oh, yes, we're regularly auditing.
Because I don't know how these, do you know what I'm talking about, the farm equipment? I can show you
Goes
pictures.
back several
of them.
years, yes.
And Councilman, to Ms. Irwin's point, we do go through the annual comprehensive review of our financial statements where we are audited by our external auditing firm, and they do pull samples of transactions. So and that's for countywide, for everything that's going on in the enterprise.
Okay. I know that with internal audit, are you internal audit or are you?
I mean, we're legislative oversight, but we're certainly, we do audits, we do internal audits,
Because
yes.
internal audits would, in essence, find out if anything's not being done properly and then try to, and correct it. So I didn't know whether that was your function or not.
I mean, we're actively doing audits of internal controls and other fiscal compliance items.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions for Mr. Reed or Ms. Irwin? Or anyone else? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 925?
So move.
Second.
Second, okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 925.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young. Aye. Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, Resolution 925 passes. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman and members of the council, we have several resolutions for introduction only this evening. The first is Resolution 10-25, sponsored by all council members, seeking approval of the Baltimore County Landscape Manual for introduction only this evening. Next is Resolution 11-25, also sponsored by all council members, for adoption of the Baltimore County Local Open Space Manual. Resolution 12-25, sponsored by Councilman Jones, and seeks council adoption of the Reisterstown Streetscape Action Plan and design guidelines. And Resolution 13-25, sponsored by Councilman Marks, seeks approval of the review of the Greater Middle River design guidelines. And finally, Resolution 14-25, also sponsored by Councilman Marks, seeks authorization of the Department of Public Works and Transportation to designate certain areas for golf cart use. All these, again, for introduction only this evening.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Councilman Patoka.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, I'd like to be added as a sponsor to Resolution 1225.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
And also, Mr. Chair, I'd like to be added as to Resolution 1325 as well.
Very well, thank you.
You could add me as well. I'm going to want
To
to.
13,
13.
yes.
Councilman Crandall, do you want to be on it too? Since you're the third
Yeah.
Middle River Council
Not
person.
yet, Mr. Chair. I'm going to be careful with the company that I keep.
I understand.
That's a problem.
All right. So there's no further business. Is that correct, Mr. Secretary?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. There is no further business.
Okay. Before we adjourn tonight's meeting, I wanted to make a few remarks about, a few brief remarks for the public and the press about our upcoming Council-matic redistricting commission. The council formed a 7-member independent commission last month to look at redistricting from 7 to 9 council members and to come up with a recommended map for the county council to consider. This commission has already had a few public meetings and are set to have their first public hearing here in the council chamber this Thursday, so in 2 nights, on February 20th at 6 p.m. Those attending the hearing in person or virtually will have their this will be the first of 3 public hearing opportunities to address the commission members and to give feedback on potential new council district boundaries. My council colleagues and I hope this hearing will be well attended by the public. If anyone needs more information about attending or signing up to testify, please connect to the council website at countycouncil.baltimorecountymd.gov. There are several links on the website's blue ticker near the top of the web page that have a wealth of information about the 2025 redistricting and the public hearing this Thursday. There'll also be future public hearings in April on the east side and the west side of the county. If you're from the central part of the county, you'll have to pick which one you want to go to, but there will be this first public meeting or public hearing this Thursday night. So, I'm sure the commission members are looking forward to hearing from county residents on this subject matter. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Mr. Chair, before
Yes.
we adjourn.
Councilman Patoka had a quick comment.
Yes, so related to your discussion of the redistricting commission, Mr. Chair, and to my colleagues, I'd like to report, I tuned into both of the redistricting commission meetings. I'm pleased to report that the commission is, to me, it appears they're ready to roll up their sleeves, get the work done. They also seem to have good chemistry forming, which I think is really important for a commission. So I say to my colleagues, to the chair, and to everyone who's been involved, because everyone in this room, at this table and throughout this room has in some way been involved in this. Just want to say that it looks like we're doing good work. The commission's ready to take the next step on this, this journey that we've all been part of in terms of changing the trajectory of Baltimore County's elected officials from the trajectory, Mr. Chair, if you'll indulge me, from 1956 to 2024, this is an illustration of the trajectory for county council. Then, in 2024. So, it's progress, friends, it's progress. And I'm pleased to report and be part of that progress. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sure that flat line was long enough?
It was illustrative.
Okay. Is there any other comments on that before we motion to adjourn? I think there was a motion to adjourn by Councilman Jones. Thank you for those comments.
I'll second it.
There's a second from Councilman Crandall. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting is adjourned. As is customary, anyone who has registered to speak online prior to the meeting is allowed 3 minutes to speak. Ms. Belcastro, do we have any speakers this evening? It looks like we do.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Our first speaker is Nicole Dvorak, who is online.
Okay. Ms. Dvorak,
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Great, thank you. Greetings, Council Chair Ertel and fellow council members. My name is Nicole Dvorak. I spoke in December at the public hearing you held related to choosing the next county executive. You've probably got an email from me at one time or another. I'm a former Baltimore County Public Library Union Executive Board member, and I regularly speak in support of public library staff and public employees across the state. This year, both the state of Maryland and local governments find themselves in different budget crises and constraints, in part due to the new presidential administration. Given those constraints, a lot of library employees were surprised to discover very recently that the library system is pursuing a 25-year lease for a new library in Middle River, or should I say specifically the Greenlee development owned by St. John's Properties. Unsurprisingly, no one has revealed the cost or other terms of this long-term lease that they want county taxpayers to pay for. But despite that, some elected officials have already gone on a PR campaign to say that having a 25-year lease is somehow more affordable than the county actually owning any property after spending what I assume will be tens of millions of dollars for this rental. The fact that St. John's Properties would be the financial benefactor of this rental agreement is also very interesting, since St. John's Properties representatives have donated directly to at least 4 elected officials sitting on the county council via one of their many LLCs, including Windsor Rolling Road LLC. I also want to point out that over the years, St. John's Properties has used many different LLCs to circumvent Maryland campaign finance law, so that they are able to donate more than the 4-year $6,000 cap to candidates. So every year, public employees are told there isn't a whole lot of money for them, that they have to do more with less. And I'm really interested in knowing why the land developers are never told to do more with less. Why can't St. John's just donate property to the library system if this was actually about having a library, instead of yet another example of the land developers padding their bank accounts with taxpayer dollars? If and when more library branches open, they will still be run with grossly exploited labor, just as they did last year and the year before that and the year before that. You allegedly want more libraries, but insist on keeping public staff struggling in order to do it, which makes you no better than Amazon, Tesla, or Starbucks. We can't continue down this same road of staff exploitation and financing the developers with public funds that many of them don't even need, under this disingenuous banner of community development. Private capital and the elected officials they finance continue to be the only beneficiaries of keeping thousands of public staff financially struggling. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dvorak.
I don't even know where to respond to that. I'll just refer to everyone to the Foundation for Baltimore County Public Library, which has an excellent information sheet, and I'm sure there will be many supporters of this proposal at the upcoming town hall meetings.
Okay. Next speaker, Ms. Belcastro.
Certainly. Our next speaker is Maxine Waterhouse.
Maxine Waterhouse.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Ms. Waterhouse, how are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Good. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Okay. Well, good evening, council members, policymakers, and community leaders. My name is Maxine Waterhouse, and I am here as the Vice President of the Mrs. Renee Association Foundation, which is an acronym is MIAF, and a lifelong resident of Turner Station for over 70 years.
Oh, wow.
Turner Station is more than just a neighborhood. It is one of the oldest and most historically significant African-American communities in Baltimore County, a place built on resilience, preservation, and
Ms. Waterhouse, are you still there? Did we lose her? Ms. Waterhouse? Could always come back if maybe she needs to dial back in.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. We lost you for a minute there.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you want to continue?
Yes, Turner Station is more than just a neighborhood. It is one of the oldest and most historically significant African American communities in Baltimore County. A place built on resilience, perseverance, and generational wealth of Black families who worked on homes and built businesses here for the decades. A community at a crossroads. Turner Station is facing critical challenges that demand urgent legislative action. Housing and infrastructure, rising property costs, and taxes are pushing longtime residents out. Flooding and, and failing infrastructure are making homes unlivable. Lack of affordable housing. Preservation threatens our generational stability. Fact, 18% of Turner Station housing units are vacant, more than double the county average, and 73% of occupied units are rent-occupied, making displacement a growing crisis. The source is from the Neighbor Space, Baltimore County. What we need $2 million for affordable housing stabilization, property tax relief, home repair grants, and rental assistance. $5 million for infrastructure rehabilitation and flood mitigation, road and sidewalk repairs, water system upgrades, and flood control solutions based on Lake Roland's resilience study. Environmental development and business empowerment. Turner Station has talented, hardworking people ready to build businesses, but they lack access to capital. We are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, local foods, and local places initiative to develop a stronger local economy through sustainable food systems and small business development. The Turner Station Marketplace Project. The initiative will serve as an economic hub that brings jobs, fresh food, and business opportunities to the community. It will create a locally owned and operated commercial space that prioritizes community-based entrepreneurship while addressing food insecurity and economic inequities. With the support of USDA local foods, and local places, we will connect farmers, food producers, and small businesses with the resources they need to grow and thrive right here in Turner Station. What we need, $3 million in Turner Station Marketplace project, creating local jobs and strengthening food access, $2.5 million in grants and tax incentives for minority-owned businesses. Business growth should come from within the community. Zoning policy reforms, flexible policies that allow businesses to thrive and provide economic stability. Fact, communities that have partnered with USDA local foods, local places have successfully revitalized their economies by leveraging local food systems for job creation and business development. And that source is the USDA Economic Research. Preserving Turner Station history. Despite being a historic Black community, Turner Station remains unrecognized as an official historical site. Without protection, we risk losing our cultural and economic legacy. $2 million to secure historic designation, cultural preservation, a Turner Station Cultural Center, a space dedicated to telling our story. A call to action, the time to act is now. For too long, our voices have been ignored. Turner Station is not asking for handouts. We are asking for the resources, the protections, and the investments that every community deserves. The council has a decision to make. Will you be the leaders who invest in historically rich and resilient Black community, or will you stand by and watch Turner Station disappear? We need action now, not next year, not next decade. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Waterhouse. Is there any questions for Ms. Waterhouse? Ms. Waterhouse, you covered it all. I did have a quick question. You said was it 18% of the rental units are vacant?
Yes, sir.
18, not 80, right? Not 80. Okay.
Right. 8%. Mm-hmm.
Any feeling why that might be?
Well, we've had several hurricanes, and the development, the Day Village townhomes, they have been basically destroyed, and no new renovations have been done to them, and they're falling apart. And the whole group of them are vacant because all of them need to be redone. They're in hazardous conditions. Yes.
The Day Village?
Townhomes.
Right, okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Waterhouse. We appreciate you speaking tonight. All right, next speaker, Ms. Belcastro.
Our next registered speaker was Annette Karanja, but I cannot find Ms. Karanja on the meeting. She signed up to testify virtually. So I'm going to go on to the next speaker, who is Sharonda Huffman.
Ms. Hoffman, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good.
How are you today?
We are-
Happy belated Love Day. Well, I just want to say my name is Sharonda Huffman. I can't get my camera to work, but I'll live. I'm Sharonda Huffman from Essex, Maryland, and I'm happy to be with you online today. I think Mr. Jones, Councilman Jones, said this earlier. Our government works better when our citizens participate. I would like to add, it also works best when the constituents have all the relevant information to make decisions. Last summer, I remember information was received regarding a redistricting map toward the deadline that the ballot initiative had to be given to the Board of Elections. So there wasn't a lot of time for many people to understand what was happening. I also recall not seeing the language about a redistricting map on my ballot. In today's email, I asked the council, the attorneys of council, and the redistricting commission some questions. I wanted some updates on who will be providing the training to the redistricting commission. Also, when I listened to the last meeting, I heard a lot of conversation about the charter. According to case law and Robert's Rules of Order, federal law supersedes state law supersedes county law regarding voting. There seems to be more emphasis put on county charter than the Voting Rights Act and federal case law. Further, the supremacy clause of the Constitution makes federal law the supreme law of the land. Also, will the council attorneys advise the redistricting commission and the Fair Election Commission, the Fair Election Fund Commission, that the council's attorneys advise the Board of Elections that the Board of Elections should not consider the Exhibit 4724. This is a major factor for both commissions. It appears stating, like in the last redistricting commission, that's the subject matter is very clandestine. There needs to be more transparency to the public. In my opinion, there is no subject map unless the council plans on turning in the map they voted on to the Board of Elections. What specifically did the council advise the Board of Elections? Because I was told there are 7 districts as of today. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Hoffman. Are there any questions for Ms. Hoffman?
Just a comment or perhaps a question?
Yes, Councilman Patoka.
So you're scaring me a little, Ms. Hoffman, because, I know that federal, as you pointed out, federal kind of, and no pun intended, trumps everything. But, with the daily number of unknown variables coming out of the federal government today, it's scary that we are yielding to that, because I think that we have to be, with, in my opinion, and that with the daily barrage of edicts, whether legal or not, that come out of the federal government in a golden corral style of a menu, it's hard for locals to absorb all that. And I think it's really important that we be stronger because of what's happening at the federal level. We have to be really strong here. So on kind of the normal course of the United States, I think you're right. But over the last month or so, it's a little scary. And it's scary when you describe it that way. So it's not really a question, but just an observation.
Thank you, Councilman Patoka. Are we able to get Ms. Karanja back on or no?
Mr. Boswick just asked me the same thing. I didn't notice, she may have been on earlier in the meeting. I try to check everybody off when we start the meeting to make sure everybody's on, but she is, if she was at one point, she is no longer on.
Okay. And then we had one final speaker who doesn't appear to be here, Mr. Homan.
No.
He was supposed to be in person. He's not online?
No.
Well, we're going to miss him tonight. Should we wait and see if he, okay. All right, well, that's it. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and have a great night. Be safe and stay warm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
First installment?